It appears we are almost ready to depart.
Ooh, it's finally out! Hogwarts Legacy is here for everyone to play. Or almost everyone. Because you know, the PlayStation 4 and Xbox One versions will only come out in April and the Nintendo Switch version only in June. But you know what I meant. Just to get started, I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan. I watched all the movies and didn't necessarily love them. I just felt they were okay, sorry. And I only read half of the first book. So basically, I know the universe, but don't know the complete lore, names of all secondary characters and so on. But it's impossible to neglect the importance of this new release. A new release that just stunned me from the beginning with attention to detail, jaw-dropping visuals, and more positives than negatives. Hi, I'm Lucas Highland and welcome to the Harry Potter... Hogwarts Legacy first impressions or first hour review, whatever you want to call it, from someone who's not a Potterhead. I'm not gonna explain much about this game because I already did this in my What to Expect video that came out a few months ago, that you can check on the description below right after finishing this video. And don't bother trying to open that link before finishing this video because it will only appear in the description box after this video reaches the end. How did I do this? Ha! Magic. I hope no one checks because you'll see I'm lying. I'll try to make this video spoiler free, but probably it will be impossible to be 100% safe. But anyways, it's just about the first hour of gameplay, so it's not a huge problem. So hey, calm down, stop crying. The game starts with a menu that sets up a few things, which is good to have accessibility features displayed right in the beginning of the game. Then comes a somewhat confusing part if you try to do the things like I did. It gives you the option to connect the game with your WB Games account and Harry Potter fan club account. And I know I said I'm not a big Harry Potter fan, but yes, I do have a Harry Potter fan club account. But just because a while ago a few friends of mine asked me what was my Hogwarts house and I didn't know how to reply, so they wanted me to make the test. So I created that account just to make tests. And yes, I'm that good of a friend. So I made a test to discover my house and ended up being a Hufflepuff. And also another test to see what was my wand that I don't know what this word means, swishy. And the coolest part is that if you made a connection between your accounts, all the things will be carried over to Hogwarts Legacy. And this is very cool, even to someone who only made those tests to make their friends happy, which is my case. The connection though is a little tricky to understand. And I only noticed this while I was reading the previous version of my script to my wife before recording this video, so I decided to add this part to make it just a little clearer. There are 3 services that you will have to connect. The Harry Potter fan club account, that is where you make all the official tests to discover your house, wand, patrono, and a few other things. The WB Games account or Warner Brothers Games account that I'm not sure, but probably it's just to connect all your stuff related to Warner Brothers together. And finally, the account of the platform where you are playing the game. So you would need to connect both your Harry Potter fan club account and your account of the platform where you're gonna play the game, in my case the PlayStation account, to the WB Games account. This way, all the info that you had about yourself officially inside of the Wizarding World would be carried over to this game. This is extremely cool because the sorting hat, that weird hat that talks, that tells you what is your Hogwarts house, will determine that your house is the one that you already knew it was because of the test they officially made. Also, when you are gonna pick your wand, the one you're gonna pick is the one that you already know. What was the model and materials and swishiness. The only problem was I was not lying in the part that I said I'm not a huge Harry Potter fan, and the proof of that is that I didn't remember my password or even the email I used to create my Harry Potter fan club account. So it's safe to say that my first 30 minutes playing this game was me looking to my phone, trying to recover my password and email to access my Harry Potter fan club account. Not very fun, but it was my fault. But when I finally succeeded to recover my Harry Potter fan club account, I was even more confused because at the time I wasn't understanding what was the WB Games account for. So basically I was trying to make the connection between the game and the Harry Potter fan club account directly, and this doesn't work like this. As I was not understanding what the hell was going on, I simply gave up on carrying over the information between all these apps and this confusing mess. So I just created a new WB Games account once I was already there. Look into the menu. I think about if I play another game in the future, at least I will already have these accounts to connect the experience I have with this game with the future game. So I just created the account once I was already there. But when I connected Hogwarts Legacy to this new just created WB account, something magical or weird happened. Well, they suddenly magically knew all my information about my Harry Potter fan club account, and all the other info was carried over into that game. I'm still wondering what the f they did to connect my WB Games account to my Harry Potter fan club account, because I didn't make this connection. It just happened like magic. I'm starting to believe in magic at this point. But that's fine, I just carried on without giving much thought because I wanted to start playing once and for all. So that's also what we are gonna do in this video. We're just carry on. Right after you subscribe to the channel. Did you do it? No. I strongly recommend you to. Did you do it now? No. Sorry for that. After that, I was shown all the cosmetics I received because of the deluxe version, and also my Hogwarts admission letter. Come on, even if you don't like the movies, your inner child will always cheer just a little bit with this thing. After that, we started the character creation, and if you know me, you know that in every game I like to spend a lot of time creating my character. And in this one, it was kinda no different, and I said kinda because we don't have that many options to customize our characters, if compared to other games, of course. It was relatively quick for me. Around 9 minutes, I had my character ready to go. After that, we finally get to start the story. And as I said, I'll do my best not to spoil anything about the story in this video, so I'll just describe my experience instead, if this works. The first impression was extremely positive because the visuals were simply stunning. The variety and detail were impressive from literally the first frame. It has a very cinematic look, the voice acting was spectacular, the ambience and the way the story is presented seemed quite appropriate, in the right pace, and gladly it was able to create some curiosity about what is yet to come. I always felt this was one of the worst parts in the Harry Potter movies. I'm sorry for that. It's just my opinion. I always felt that odd sensation of what could be, as if they created a very cool setup but never taking the most exciting solutions. But here it's different. I really felt that from the beginning they knew how to make our attention stay glued to what was going on all the time. The only two things that bothered me right in the beginning was the facial expressions that weren't that terrible, as in Forspoken for example, but it was quite limited and not very good. In other words, sometimes it's distracting, but it doesn't break the experience because at least we see they're trying to do their best. And the other part that annoyed me a little bit was the voice of my character. The voice acting sounded just a little worse than all the other characters. Like they were trying to make everything as generic as they could because after all, it's us. But not only that, but often the voice sounds like it's being projected through a tube or something like this. There's something they made in the compression or maybe the effect that they used in the main character's voice because we have different pitches that just sounded a little out of place. Like a robotic sound. Check it out.
Nice to meet you too. Is everything all right? Are you sure everything is all right with your uncle?
I was hoping this was just in the beginning of the game, but spoiler alert, it is not. It will be like this for the rest of the game. Let's just not forget to mention the music, because as in all the other products from the Wizarding world, it's excellent. I have nothing to complain about it, because it only improved the experience every time the music was presented and it was relevant, so it's just a good point. Okay, let me just make an interruption here to show you how stupid I felt in the end of the first cinematic. It's just a small microscopic spoil. I think it doesn't matter, but feel free to skip ahead if you don't want to see like absolutely no frames of what's going on in the story, but I believe there's no problem. I saw that thing that you are seeing on screen right now, and I thought to myself, okay, this game will be filled with bugs, because not 3 minutes from the beginning of the game, we already are seeing bugs of missing 3D models. Where the hell are the horses pulling this carriage? I won't say anything more about it. If you get it, you get it. If you don't, you will once you play the game. The game starts with a thrilling cinematic that probably most of you already watched, but it shows how the game will go, filled with surprises and not as linear as we expected. At least it was what I felt at this moment. I will tell whether or not I was right in my full review video. After the cinematic, I realized that the visuals were not only that good in the cinematic, but actually the gameplay had the exact same visual quality, which is very common these days to have a gameplay with the exact same graphic engine and visuals as the cinematics, because gone are the days where there were very realistic cinematics in games that were just not that realistic at all. The old Final Fantasy games ring any bells to you, but I guess it was very valid at the time, and nowadays it's just not needed. But again, the fantastic ambience they were able to create were impressively credible and really makes us feel involved with the game. Another thing that made me notice the huge attention to detail this team had were those seagulls that weren't able to fly forward because of the wind. Very good, very nice. Another thing that really impressed me were the animations, not only the character animations that were very cool and like really cool. It seems like the main character is a trick shot pro that could be in the Dude Perfect channel. Look at these moves, this dude knows his but also the animation all around the world that makes everything seem alive. 1 hour was also enough to go through a few of the puzzles and other mechanics that were just fun, and that at the time I didn't feel it would get old soon, like the way you have to learn your spells with the minigame, and the puzzles that from the beginning of this game already felt like they are gonna be very unique. And I was right about that. This video is about the experience I have in the first hour of gameplay, but as I write this video, I'm much ahead in the game, and I can confirm that. The puzzles do not repeat frequently, and they are not annoying at all. The only thing I feel that sometimes is off are the hints our character gives us while solving puzzles very shortly after it starts. Sometimes we are almost starting to try things to solve the puzzles by ourselves, and our character just gives us a suggestion that basically solve the whole thing, and it would be cool if we solved those problems alone sometimes. Something like, I think it would be a good idea to do this, maybe it would help me to get there. This makes the puzzles a little easier than it could be, but I will talk more about this in the full review too. In the first hour of gameplay, we also get to meet the main villain for the first time. To not spoil it for you, I won't say where in the first hour, but I will say that I was probably wrong about what I said before about this villain. There was another stupid controversy comparing the goblins in this game to Jews, saying they were discriminated and blah blah blah. But if you are a goblin and you felt offended by that, feel free to come talk to me so we can discuss this matter. By the way, the discrimination thing of the goblins is not real, it's just another stupid people who have nothing better to do than criticize things just because, and I don't want to waste my time and your time with that. Let's just continue. But about the idea I had about this villain that was kind of connected to this controversy were also wrong, because I thought to myself that this villain could be the good guy, just to make a plot twist, like everybody was thinking that the goblins were the bad guys and there were gonna be discriminations, but after all we were the wrong people and blah blah blah. But no, I'm wrong. Completely wrong about this, and I knew this from his first appearance. Again, I won't tell you why, but there is no chance that he is the good guy. I still didn't finish the game, so I don't know much about him, but that little dude is pure evil. Alright, these were my first impressions about Hogwarts Legacy. If the game continues to be half as good as the first hour, it probably will be a new standard, and I have to say it raised the bar in many aspects for the video game industry. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you don't want to lose the full review of this game that will come out soon, do not forget to subscribe to the channel. I also need your help to make this channel grow. Please, come on, subscribe it. It won't take you like more than 2 seconds. Take the tip of your wand and smash that subscribe button. And also, if you want to know more about another thing that will impact the game industry even more than Hogwarts Legacy, all you have to do is click on this video up here where we're gonna talk about the new gaming subscription services and how they impact the gaming industry. I'm Lucas Highland, thank you so much for watching and see you in the next video.